All right, let's make some pancakes. Hopefully all my cameras are working today. We'll find out, I suppose. So, all right. You're a little cockeyed. You'd think I would like deal with that beforehand, but I don't. All right. So pancakes. We're gonna do pancakes and sausage actually, because I have some sausage that I've been meaning to eat. I'm gonna cook all of it just because I don't know when we're gonna eat it, and it's just gonna go bad if I don't. So if I cook it all, I'll just eat it throughout the week. If I don't, it'll just rot. I don't like to waste. Frankly, ever since I've been doing this channel, I've actually been wasting more food, which is really weird. But it's the truth. Okay, so I guess what we can do before we cook this, while our pan is heating up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our apple pie filling. So I got a partial apple from the dinner that I made the other night with y'all. So it's right here. We're gonna use it. We're gonna use this whole apple, and I'm just gonna dice this. Notice I'm using a different knife because I wasn't thinking about that I was gonna cut anything, and it's the knife that I prepped. So we're just gonna dice this kind of like if it was in a, I don't know, like a turnover or something. So just a nice little dice like that. So nice and small. You can see. Let me get it in kind of here. So yeah, we're just basically just doing an apple pie filling. Pretty simple. Sugar, a little bit of salt. Like just like when I say a little bit, I mean just like a pinch. It just magnifies the flavors. Cinnamon, sugar, and then lemon juice. And that's it, man. Easy peasy. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called macerating it, which is where basically you let the sugar draw out liquid of the fruit, and it creates this really awesome syrup. And that's what we're gonna do. So let's macerate these apples. Oh, that one's not the best. Now let's cut off some of those awful parts of that apple. Apparently I cut. Right. Then, okay, this one's all messed up. Let's get off all that nastiness. Don't want that. We don't want none of that. Okay. The apples did not last. Didn't I buy them like this week? They did not hold up, did they? Got a big old spot too. Alright, let's see here. Now I have to like actually inspect these things. I didn't know how bruised and damaged they were. Alright, let's finish cutting this. This doesn't need to be anywhere near perfect, by the way. We're just, because it's literally like a pie filling. Definitely not looking for perfection. But we do want it somewhat consistent, so that way it cooks evenly, I should say, not easily. But we are just putting them in pancakes, so they're still going to have a little bit of a bite to them, which is exactly what I want. I don't really want like a stewed apple. So, I must have dropped something on the floor. Hear the jingle jangle of the floor cleaner, otherwise known as my dog, coming. Oh, now he is on it now. He knows that I have dropped something one time, and that means that I'm going to drop things a lot more times, which, to be fair, he's probably not wrong. But it is a little insulting, I would say. Alright. Almost there. What I just did there. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay. And our apples are cut. So now to keep them from browning, as we did before, we usually put them in water, which is a great way to keep them from browning. But because of what we're doing today, I actually do want them to be a little bit tart. So another way that keeps them from browning is good old-fashioned acid. And in the form that we will be using, it will be lemon juice. A nice little tartness. So we are adding some liquid to this, which kind of helps with the what's it called? The syrup. but it's really not. That's really not what's doing it. So we're gonna add some cinnamon here, just a little bit. So I'm gonna add some. You know why? Because I can. That sounds awesome. We're gonna add some sugar here. Not a ton. We don't want it to be like super sweet, but we do want it to bring out that liquid and create like a nice little syrup. So, talking to me? Oh. All right, so we got a little bit of vanilla in there too. So let's just mix that in. And this is gonna take about 10 minutes to make a syrup. Oh, that's perfect. I tasted it. Tastes fantastic. I think these are gonna be awesome pancakes. I've never had apple coconut pancakes, so we're kind of doing something new here. But it is what it is. All right. So this feels pretty hot. We're gonna throw our sausages in. Because we're using a cast iron pan, I don't really need any oil. I'm gonna throw oil in here just so they cook a little faster, because like we've discussed before, oil gets hotter than water, which is what would be steaming it right now. Is a little bit of oil, you know, from fat from that. But we'll just increase the speed by adding a touch of oil. All right, so my hands, as I just touched. Man, that apple filling's really good. I gotta start adding vanilla to our apple pie in general. That really set it off. I'd never done that before. That really set it off, man. Okay, so we're making my coconut pancakes. Now, I've done a lot of recipes. Some of them have worked better than others. I've tried using all coconut flour. They don't really work. So what I'm gonna try today is we're gonna go 3/4 cup of regular flour and a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. And we'll see how that does. I'm sure you could use like all not gluten-free, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing it because I want to be gluten-free. I'm doing it because I like the taste of the coconut in the pancake. I'm not trying to be gluten-free here. I mean, the original time that I did this, it was because like I wanted to not be so fat. But I gotta be honest, like, I'm dousing it in syrup and butter. I don't really think the flour is the problem here. So, but, the taste from the coconut flour I absolutely love. So that's why we're doing this. All right, so we got 3/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of coconut flour. We're gonna do about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Probably a little bit too much, but whatever. The reason why I like to add the sugar to it is it makes it so that I use less syrup because it's already sweet. Like, you just don't want as much syrup, which is always an issue in my household, as we love saucy things and we don't like dry pancakes. But at the same time, you know, we want it to, you know, be sweet. I mean, that's the whole point, right? All right, so I added 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I was thinking about adding some baking soda because I am going to be using yogurt and coconut milk. So the coconut milk is what's going to kind of double down on that coconut flavor, which is somewhat, it depends on how much you want it to taste like coconuts. If you just want a real mild under nutty tone, I would say just do the flour and omit the coconut milk. I've not done one with coconut milk yet, so I kind of want to see how this turns out. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we got this. Now I'm gonna, because there's some lumps in here, I'm just gonna whisk this up, trying to break up those lumps of flour, coconut flour, and the baking soda. So that's all this is doing. This is just getting rid of the lumps. It's also mixing it, of course. Oh, I forgot. A teaspoon of salt. I forgot the salt on that too, didn't I? Well, I just ripped off our holder. That's lovely. Okay. I'm gonna do about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for the filling. And then you can already see the sauce forming here. See, like that glisten? That's already the sauce, and there's the sauce right down there. Oh. Yeah, so it's already happening. It's happening. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? So yeah, these guys is cooking nicely. Alright. Chugging right along. Alright. So, the original recipe with just flour calls for a half a cup, or for a 1 1/4 cup flour and a cup of basically milk. Now, we don't keep milk in the house, typically, so we instead are going to use coconut milk and yogurt. Let's see what happens. I have no idea. This might end up being too thin because the coconut flour doesn't absorb really liquid unless it's like hot, which is weird. And then I've tried that before as well, heating up like the water or whatever and adding that to it to see what that would do. And I got to be honest, it was weird. It just didn't do what I was wanting. So, but one of the cool things about using the yogurt is obviously we get that like light tang, but it also kind of creates like a pseudo like coconut milk, buttermilk, if you would, because buttermilk's a bit thicker. So that's that. Oh, and I forgot, gotta add some oil. You always have to add oil to cakes, some sort of fat of some sort. 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil. And just so you know, the only reason I have this recipe memorized is because I did pancake batter for, I don't know, 3 years straight, every Sunday. Actually, no, every day, not even just every Sunday. Yeah, something else. Okay, so clearly it's too thick. And that's probably from the yogurt. So do I add, I'm gonna add more coconut milk. You know what, I got it open. I'm doing it for you fine folks. So I'm adding more coconut milk. And you want to make sure you don't overstir your pancake batter. You don't want it to be super gluteny. And man, that's taking a lot of coconut milk. We're not looking to develop the gluten here. We're just looking to make a nice, smooth batter. I've probably already overworked this. All right, that's about what we want. It's a cake batter. It could be probably a little, I'm going to make it just a hair thinner. There we go. There we go. I like that better. There it is. There it is. So now it's a nice cake batter, which is exactly what we're looking for. All right. So there we go. So that's the batter consistency we're looking for right there. You see that? Whichever camera fits your fancy. And I have a little bit of coconut milk left over, which I'll just use in my coffee, which, by the way, if you have never put coconut milk in your coffee, try it. It is delicious, gluten-free. You don't need to try and change it to make it taste like milk. It's delicious as it is. Has a nice nuttiness to it, It's really cool. So, all right, put that to the side. This is, oh, I forgot to add the vanilla to this. I always add vanilla to my batter personally. I don't know, I've just always done that. Ever since I was a kid. And no, it wasn't my mother who did that. I just thought that would taste good, so. I've done it since I was like 14 or whatever, since I started cooking. Yeah, always enjoyed it. Let's get that back in there. All right, there we go. That's a nice little nuance, if you would. All right, so these guys are cooking right on the side here. You know what? All right, while these cook, let's play a game of Overwatch. Why not? I got time. I turned this on low. Let me put a lid on it. Let me get this in the fridge. And we'll play one more comp game. Hopefully it's a quick one. If not, the sausage will be severely overcooked. So... Maybe that's what I was just thinking about, like if you leave early, then it means your parents don't love you. That too mean? Is that too much? I could probably get reported for that or something. I don't know. Whatever. Bunch of whiny babies. Okay. Pancakes. Here's the easy part. I'm assuming everybody's probably had a pancake before. I'm probably not like over-explaining too much. But so here's what we're going to do. We got our batter. We always want to fry in butter. I've unfortunately basically run out of clarified butter, so we are going to use just regular butter, which is what most people do. So clarified butter is better, obviously, because it doesn't burn, but this will work without problem. So let's grab a plate. And we'll put the pancakes right on there. Stay nice and warm. We got our oven on just in case. Now, the key to pancakes, all right, I should not have put that over here, is using a measure cup, however big you want it. You know, they usually call for like a 1/4 cup measure. We're going to make them kind of big, so we're going to use our 1/2 cup that we already used to measure things. And I'm going to fill this quart container basically halfway with water. Doesn't matter if it's warm or cold, not important. What's important is the water, so that way the batter comes right off it. I'll show you here. So I'm just going to get this all nice and round like that. And also temperature. So I want this at like medium low. I don't want it too hot, but I also don't want it too cold. So we dip it in the water, we bring our cup, we fill it, and then boom, right on there. Now, we then use the other side to kind of spread it out so it makes the shape of a pancake. Now, our pan was not hot enough. So it should have sizzled immediately, and it didn't. Just fine. This is our first one. We'll get there. Oh, I forgot my mimosa. Let me grab my mimosa. I gotta be honest, I didn't really think about the fact that these take like 3 minutes to cook each one. So I'm only gonna do one at a time, and how boring that's gonna be for you all to watch. So my bad on that. But once I get the pan basically to where it needs to be, we'll be pretty good. So while the pan heats up, which we're gonna do slowly, we're not gonna crank it all the way high and get it real hot real fast, and then it holds that heat and then it fucks all the pancakes. We're gonna do it nice and slow. We'll just accept that we messed up one. Not gonna be perfect, but we'll get it there. It's better to heat it up slowly and get there eventually. So while that does that, I'm gonna make myself another morning mimosa. I guess that's all mimosa. Who drinks a mimosa like at night? Like, does anybody go to like a nightclub or a bar and go, I have a mimosa at like 10 o'clock at night? Fuck, hope not. That'd be weird. At least I would think it would be. I mean, I'm not judging you. If you do, I'm not judging you. But it just seems a little off. Alright. Let's pop this down. Alright. So, now we are going to add our pie filling. So I like to use a fork for a couple of reasons. One, I don't really want, so we see here, right? You see that nice glaze, all that sauce in the bottom? Beautiful. That's what we're looking for, just a nice little glaze. So I'm going to mix it around first before I add it. Mix it around, and then I'm just going to put them right on top, just like that. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it into the dough, or into the batter, I should say. Not dough. Then I'm just going to kind of rub the batter over the top. And what this is going to do, this is going to prevent it from like burning. It's going to create kind of like an apple fritter almost. Oh, that's a great way of putting it. These are basically like apple pancake fritters. So now we're all in there. Gonna wait for this to crisp up along the sides. That's it, man. And then once it's brown on the bottom, kind of, it's like, we really want the batter to hold up well enough so that when we flip it, it doesn't go all over the place. So we're just gonna let that cook as is. That's pancakes, man. Easy shit. No need to buy that Bisquick. You can if you want, but I mean, shoot, what do you need? If you don't do the coconut, you really only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was it? 1, 5, 6, 7 ingredients. Most of which you should already have, being eggs, milk, or yogurt, like me. And if you use yogurt and you're not using coconut milk, you could always just add water. It's fine. It'll taste great. Like, don't worry about it. You know, you can use anything with flavor, really. You could use a jam, jelly. I mean, add a fruit juice to it. It really doesn't matter. Anything will work. You know, the key, the most important thing is, how would you say that it's a cake? I don't even know, like an egg? I don't know. It's a pancake. It has nothing crazy. As long as you get a batter that holds up. All right. So one of the things that is going to happen because we use coconut milk or flour is these are not going to be as sturdy as all flour. So I do want to make sure that they're cooked a little bit further than your typical pancake. So that way when it flips nicely. So like if I don't, see I'm going to flip this one, although I shouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to. Instead I'm going to show you exactly what you should do, not what you shouldn't do. That's probably a better teaching technique. So I'm just going to cook it, I would say 75% on one side. And that's because we don't really have the holding power that we would if it was just regular flour. So you can see here, it's already starting to cook. You see how it looks different here from here? This is the pancake really cooking as it should. And we're getting dark, so I do want to flip it soon. By the way, it smells fantastic. I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit more, but I can feel, see, like even when I pick it up, like how easily it rips. And we're gonna do it because I think it needs to be flipped. All right, there we go. Now that looks pretty nice. Now you noticed, or maybe you didn't, but what I did was I made sure not to do like a big flip. I tried to keep it as close to the pan as I could because of how delicate the batter is. When you're doing regular pancakes, you don't have to worry about that so much. But if you're using anything that doesn't have gluten in it, like again coconut flour, you got to be more gentle with it. But you see how nice and fluffy that is. The cool thing about the coconut flour, it has one major benefit and one major drawback. Major drawback is it comes off a little gritty. You know, it's not real flour; it's just dehydrated coconut. But the cool thing about it is because it has no gluten, it's almost like using a pastry flour. So when you mix it with regular flour, it like creates this really light, delicate, fluffy pancake, but that does make it significantly more difficult to work with. So it's a give and take. Let's try one of these sausages. Try this guy. Let's try this sausage. Yep, cooked perfectly. That's a good breakfast sausage. Very yummy. Okay, so a couple of ways to know when your pancakes are done. One is just knowing how long it's cooked. You know, if you've done them enough, you kind of know. Another way is what we used to do in the restaurant, in case we were unsure, is we just cut like a little slit here in the middle and we just kind of bring it apart. Now the hard part is knowing whether it's done or whether it's just the fruit that is making it look mushy. I think this guy's done. We're gonna bring him out. See how it just falls apart? That's that coconut flour, man. I'm telling you. It is what that is. All right. Now let's do the next one. Now with our pan a little bit hotter, there should be should go a bit smoother. I know, man. There's a lot of butter in this. It is what it is. That's just how you do pancakes. All right. Do another one. Half a cup. Right in the middle. There we go. That one came out a little bit smoother. I'm just going to smash it out a little bit because as you notice, once we add the fruit, it even gets even more spread out. All right. Now we're going to add our fruit. Sprinkle it over the top. Just like that. That's plenty. Gonna lightly push it in. I'm just very lightly pushing it in, and then just kind of bring in that dough, or that batter. I'm saying dough. That batter right over the top. And again, that just kind of locks it in, avoids it from burning when we flip it. But if you want like some caramel flavor, you could always just leave it the way that it is. But then you also have the issue of it sticking to the pan and maybe not coming out the way. So, no, it's really up to you. Wonderful thing about cooking is it's your world. You do whatever you want, whatever feels right. Now you'll learn. You'll learn what you like. You'll learn what you don't like. That's fine. So yeah, we're just gonna let that cook. While that cooks, let's taste this pancake. I want to taste without meat syrup. Let's see what it tastes. Okay, well, it's cooked nicely. A big old hair in it. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's not mine. Yeah, somehow your hair got all the way in the pancake. It was this long. It was nobody else's but yours. I don't know how I got in there. Anyway, no need to be worried about hair. Hair's not going to get you sick. It's just gross. So don't worry about it. At a restaurant, I get you. Send that shit back. It's fucking weird. But if you're eating something with hair in it, you're not going to get sick. Don't worry. Oh, man. Yo! That is super fucking good. Yeah, it tastes like an apple fritter. Sweetheart, taste it. Oh, sorry. What do you think? Doesn't it just taste like an apple fritter? Yo, there you go. I'm not gonna put. It doesn't even need syrup. Does it? Yeah, man. It is super good. And the coconut flour, like I was saying, really makes it light. Now, the other thing that it does is it retains a lot of oysters. I hope not. Moisture. So it comes off almost sometimes a little undercooked. So you really got to make sure it's cooked well. And that's the problem with fruit in it. It'll kind of give it like this raw. So you do have to be careful with it. See how like delicate this is? Here we go. Let's try this again. Pray for me. There we go. No problems. If I get through this whole video without fucking up one of these things, talk about a miracle. That's a Christmas miracle right there. Oh man, I'm gonna eat the rest of this thing. It was too good. I mean, legitimately, I don't even need syrup on this. I want to see it though. Let's see. You can kind of see. So you see how like it's a little bit wet here. That's really just from the food. Not really from the... I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. Like, I want to say, it kind of reminds me of, like, I guess just an apple turnover or an apple fritter. Alright, I should probably stop eating this, so that way I actually have pancakes to eat the way they're intended. Fork over here. Let's see where we're at. So once you have the heat right, really all you need is the color of the pancake to tell you when it's done. And I'm not sure if I have the heat right. But I can tell you the color is telling me when it's done. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So yeah, so I can just go by color now. I don't really have to worry about whether it's cooked on the inside. Let's see this in the Harleys. I think we got maybe 2-3 more in here. It should start going pretty quick now though. Like I said, we got the temp right. I'm gonna turn it down just a hair because I'm worried it's heating up a bit too much. Okay. And the cool thing with what we did here with these apples is, because they're just macerated, like we can always just throw them on top too. So like anything I have left over, we just put it on top of the pancake, and then it's kind of like those fruit filling things that you get at the IHOP or whatever. At the IHOP. What am I, 100 years old? Hey, you go to the IHOP with the iPhone and you get the Well, I'm confusing Denny's now, aren't I? I was gonna say the Belly Buster or whatever it's called. I gotta replace that Android camera. It's so choppy. Dude, it's so choppy. It's so bad. I mean, it works. I did. But I'm looking at the stream here. And yeah, it's just so choppy in comparison. But maybe next month. Y'all gotta put up with it for a bit longer. I told my wife I'm only using Amazon points for this because I'm not making any money doing it, and it's just a hobby. I'm not gonna invest any money. So, gotta wait for the Amazon points to reload. Bought a new microphone and a new thing to hold this camera over here, so you don't have to look at it at some weird cockeyed angle. You can actually see what I'm seeing, which is much more pleasant than that, which is not so pleasant. So we still have some time. I just gotta. I mean, this is the part that sucks about pancakes is you just gotta wait. There's nothing really to do. I love pancakes, by the way. I think they are delicious. And they are a great way to make it so you do nothing the rest of the day. Because there's so much sugar and so much starch. It basically is just immobilizing. But we're going to try not to eat too much. I mean, my missus will definitely not eat too much. Me, on the other hand, it's really more of an effort to not become a glutton. Pretty good maple. It's just Target brand maple syrup. I was wondering if it was going to be any good. Actually pretty decent. I know, I'm wondering if it's any good and I got a quart of it. What if it was shit? Maybe, fuck. But it was like for half the size was like, what was it, 20% less dollar-wise? No, it was less than half the size. Like 8 ounces for half the price. Worst case scenario, I can always cook with it. So we're getting there. So you see how when it cooks a little bit slower, it actually does do better. I promise you. It sucks waiting. All right, let's try it. Yo, the fact that was the biggest oops that I've had so far is. I cook for another couple minutes. My wife will probably only want one of these, so really the rest are up to me to eat, which is lovely. I'm gonna be a useless piece of shit today. But we have sausage, so that's might help. Maybe? Probably not. It's like such a overload on the. Is it the endocrine system? The thing that like does all the sugar and stuff? Is that what I'm thinking? No? I don't know. Whatever. I'm trying to be a fucking wicked smart over here or something. So let me put some of this stuff away while we wait for that to cook. And y'all can watch it, I guess. Yeah, this is exhilarating. Like watching paint dry. I'll be honest, I usually walk away when making pancakes, and half of them end up getting burnt. Because it's like probably top 5 most boring things to watch. Something cook in a pan. Like, but it's not even excitingly cooking in a pan. It's just like, yeah, it's like watching a cake cook. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this coconut milk. guess I'm just gonna have to put it. And put some of it in here. This is my creamer, my turmeric creamer in the morning, because I try to be healthy. Keyword there, try. You can see that I fail. But hey, I'm still trying. Still trying. Also, health tip: never keep things in cans in your fridge. It's a really great way to get food poisoning. So, you know, there's certain things that I do that might seem sketchy, but things like wrapping cans and putting them in the fridge, yeah, that's a really good way to get really bad food poisoning, like death food poisoning. So don't do that. You know. Yeah, that's don't do it. It's not a good idea. There's a reason you lose a lot of points from the health and stuff. Alright. This one's done. Definitely. I thought it's a gorgeous one. Too bad I had to ruin it by sticking a thing in there. I knew it was done, but I just don't trust it. I'm not a easily trust-giving to pancakes. I've had too many raw centers. Even though I know that the temperature is fine, I know that it's fine. I don't know why I'm so untrustworthy. Or trusting, not trustworthy. Pancakes are untrustworthy. Alright, so it looks like we got one, maybe a mini one in here still. So, on this last one, we'll just use a spatula to get that out. Let's get some of this in there. Cover them up. Obviously, if you make these thinner, they cook faster. So, I mean, that's... Ow. I just touched the pan. Obviously, that'll make them cook faster. So you can always do that, too, if you'd like. But, I mean, I don't know. I like fluffy pancakes, not flat ones. So, I don't do that. While these sit, though, I got one more to do, which is fine. Sweetheart, it's safe to assume you only want one pancake, right? Okay. So that's going to be my wife's right there. And I'll eat the rejects. So I will put some butter on these guys so they melt nicely. Over her. Oh, I got nice butter for this. Well, I already got this out. You know what? I'm going to open up that butter just so I can see it, though. We got this butter from the Target, and it's American made. You can see here, it's kind of what I was talking about with the high fat, 85% fat. That's what you really want when you want like nice butter. Let's see here. Yeah, got it right. Ooh, look at that. It's in brown paper too. That's how you know they're so cool and hipstery. With its brown paper. Yeah, see, it's a little bit more yellow. Not by much, though. This doesn't look like that Irish butter that we got. I think it's more expensive, too. Oh, well. But, I'm telling you, it is better. It is worth it. That higher fat content is so worth it. Makes it so you have to eat less butter. I mean, God forbid, but we all have to make sacrifices. Put this back. Lovely closure. It didn't work. Whatever. Fucking Texas. How is Texas becoming like the uppity place to live now, by the way? Like, it's like if you live in Texas, like, oh, you live in Texas now? What'd you do, escape the liberals? You know, what, you're just too cool and open-minded now? You gotta go to Texas? Because Texas is land of, you know, open-minded thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my wife said folks are either going to Texas or South Florida. Some going to Alaska. Like, I love it. Like these like liberal folks, usually in entertainment are like, it's too restrictive where we live. Let's go somewhere where there's more freedom. Oh, and tech. Like where there's more freedom and you can do whatever you want. It's like, yeah, as long as you're white. Like, don't not be white and move to these places, because let me tell you, your freedoms fall off exponentially. Granted, who am I to fucking explain that? You know, I'm a blue-eyed white boy, but I'm telling you. And, you know, I shouldn't even say so much of a race thing. It's really equally a socioeconomic thing. You know, I don't want to get into politics. Whatever. Let's leave that there. But I just think it's so funny that these people who like to consider themselves open-minded are like, we're going to Texas. We're like, well, where are you going? Austin. Oh, you mean the commune of the South? Like, okay, whatever, dude. Yeah, not like Texas just had some of the what's it called, like voter not voter fraud, but gosh, what's the word? I just lost it. Suppression. You know, they had some of the worst voter suppression this last time around. But no, it's a free place, right? Whatever. Don't get me wrong, I like Texas. I've been there a couple of times. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't. They got some great barbecue. I don't know. I'm from Indiana, so like it's not really any different. Like, I don't know. I've always lived in fairly conservative states. You know, the most liberal state we lived in was New York State, or I guess we also lived in Illinois. So I guess those two places. Oh, and Vermont. Okay, so I've lived in more. I've lived in more liberal states than I have conservative, but I've lived longer in conservative states than liberal states. So I can tell you they both suck in their own way. Frankly, the best state was Vermont. That place, wow. Great, like you could do almost whatever you wanted. Taxation, I don't even remember, I was in college, but it was pretty sweet, man. Even New York State was fine. It was just, hope you don't mind half your paycheck going away. I mean, down here in Florida, we don't even have income tax, so it's pretty affordable, but at the same time, I don't know, cost of living is twice as much as most other places. Yeah, rent's ridiculous down here in South Florida. So I mean, say what you will, you know, and we're a melting pot down here. You know, I mean, it's not like we're definitely not in a super liberal area. I mean, it gives and takes. I mean, they're both. It is what it is. You know, I mean, I don't know. All right, that's enough about that. Although I have to cook one more pancakes, so I'll probably talk more politics. What to talk about? I don't know. I mean, what is there to talk about? I try to be an informed citizen. You know? Because how can you expect things to get better? More informed, especially if you don't vote. You have to. I don't know. If you care about anything, I mean, if you're perfectly happy with the way things are and you don't care if they go any change in any manner whatsoever, and you think that there's no point in wanting anything to be different, even then though, you should still probably vote. But I guess like if you just legitimately don't care about anything, then okay. I find that there's actually somebody out there who like legitimately doesn't care though. I don't know. Maybe that exists. I was raised by parents who came up or had their formative years during the Vietnam War, so voting was quite important to them, and they instilled that in us. Because it does. I mean, like as a single person, or as one person in this world, the only thing you can do that can actually change things is vote. Protests are great; they can definitely make things happen, but voting people in and or out of office, I mean, that is one. It's the most patriotic thing you can do. I mean, yes, serving in the military, more patriotic. I don't know. the end all be all of that. I do think, because remember, like, our country was formed on people not being able to vote. There was no voting. There was, you do what we're told, and then throughout its history, there's been oppression. You know, people have fought and died for them. Like, how do you not take that seriously? I don't know. And also, it's not hard. Like, it's fucking easy. If you want to care. I mean, if you just want to like go party lines, that's even easier. Whatever. I don't get it. But I remember when there was a point in my life when I wasn't really a voter, and it was because I was a dumb kid saying my vote doesn't count, which is even stupider because I was saying that around 2000 when literally Bush won by what, 500 votes? I mean, come on, man. 500 votes of 300 million people. Yeah, your vote counts. Without question. Whatever. Let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. So pancakes. My God, I gotta eat 4 of these fucking things. You tell me every time. So I listen for like a month. And I forget again. Then I have to eat 4 more pancakes. It's fine. I'm able to pull my shit together and do laundry today. Jesus, I'm already swearing. If I'm able to pull my shit together and do laundry today, it'll be a success. Oh, by the way, we are only having egg rolls for dinner today. I've made that decision. So, not going to the store today. It might be a 2 o'clock nap day. And I don't take naps. Alright, we're almost done here. At least I got a small one. Still kind of. I'm gonna throw this. That love? She was? She was snoring? You sleepy baby. She's a sleepy baby. Okay. Fill the oven here. Bring these sausages out. We don't have to eat all of them. But we might. We'll see. How many sausages you want, sweetie? 4? 2? 3? 8? How many? 3? Okay. She only wants 3. I should probably only do 2 because more pancake. Here. Where are we? All right. Now, for the best part, the tasting part. Let's get some butter on this bad guy here. Butter. Oh, man. I love food so much. I hope you all love food. Everybody watching it. All right. So we're gonna, like I said, these are already pretty sweet, so I really don't need a lot of syrup. I feel like maple syrup goes even further, like that cheap. Okay, let's do this. So we already had it. Sans syrup. All right, let's. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna pass out. Yeah, my pancreas is gonna give out during this. No. Second question. I love sausage and syrup. Butter. Sausage and syrup and butter. I think that's actually what I really like. Just dipping the sausage in the syrup and butter. Good. Apple in there. Oh, nope. Forgot. Put the apples on top. And leftovers. A little bit on this. A little bit on that. Is that liquid on there? Oh, gosh. All right. Yeah. All right, let's get some fresh apple. That's what's up. This is a little bit late. This probably would have been better like in the fall, like with all the cinnamon and apple spices. All spices. I don't know if I'm gonna make you guys watch this. I don't really want to stop streaming, but what helps me? This is good though. Awesome. I'll eat it anyway. Championly. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. I'm good at eating it. Alright, guys. That's gonna do it for me. Awesome pancakes. If you don't have coconut flour, just use all-purpose. You're good there. If you don't have coconut milk, just use milk. If you don't have milk, use something else you like the taste of. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Happy holidays. I will see you tomorrow, Monday night. And I don't know what I'm cooking yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, guys. Thanks again.